They all thought it was just one decision, just one move, one shortcut to fast money. But they didn't know some choices don't come with a way back. Welcome to No Way Out Stories, where every decision has a price, and some people pay with everything. If you enjoy intense crime stories and real-life lessons, hit subscribe, because the next story might just change how you see everything. Let's begin. Daniel thought he had finally found a way out of thinking what to eat, out of not having good clothes to match the events and flair of the occasions. 'Cause he's a type that loves turning up. No more struggling, no more stress. Just easy money, fast life, and respect. But what he didn't know, what he never thought of, dream about the easy money and fast life, what he never envisaged nor reason could be, was that he had just stepped into a world where nobody walks away. Nobody turns back. Just like the hands of the clocks, it only ticks in one direction. Once you step your foot on the boat, there is no sailing backwards. And by the time he realized the truth, by the time he realizes that the most dangerous of all miseries he had ever hit then, it was already too late. Too late to turn back the hands of time, too late to undo the deadly decision he has already taken. Will he survive the wave? Daniel was just like anyone else. Born into not just a poor background, his circle were also very poor. His father could barely feed Daniel and his 5 siblings. Due to lack of money, none of his siblings were able to go past nursery 2 without dropping out of school. Things were very, very difficult, and feeding was, most times, once in a day. Daniel, because he has flair for reading, makes him much more enlightened in both his circle and family. He sometimes steals from the school library, and the librarians will some days turn blind eyes to him going home with books, but will caution him. The distance to school was very far. Daniel would not mind trekking for hours to attend classes. This makes his dad hungry for ways to get him through basic education. His reading opened his mind eyes to see that there's a world of plenty. His desires, passion, and drive to break the jinx of poverty of his lineage got ignited and fired up with each new biography or documentary of successful people rise to cloud like the phoenix. Tragedy struck as Daniel was about completing his high schools. Daniel's dad kicked the bucket and the world came crashing down like earthquake for him. Trying to survive, trying to make something out of nothing. Every morning felt the same. Daniel did not give up. He mourned his dad's dead for a few days, and on the 14th day he said, "Tough times don't last. Only tough people do. I will do all within my might to put respect on my dad's name and take care of my siblings." He went and do labor for Mason, and sometimes he will dig potholes for people. And during the raining seasons, he will fix thatch houses for those around Jim and gets paid. Wake up, hustle, get nothing. Bills piling up. Pressure from family. His eyes was on learning high-paying skills, so he hustled like an elephant and eats like an ant. This was so he could improve his earning potentials. But life has its way of rewarding efforts. Every time he feels he's close to having 1/3 of his amount, his siblings will felt sick and the money gone to square one. And deep down, frustration, anger, and sadness erupts. But he has to keep a smiling face so his younger ones will not notice. Daniel. He will call his name out, whispering deep in lost thoughts. He wanted more, not just money, but respect, the kind of respect people don't question. Then one night, everything changed. Daniel was strolling back from his hustle. It wasn't really a good grind for him that day, but something that will lead to making a great choice of staying broke or living rich happened. Before I continue on the story, please subscribe to this channel and like our videos. Thank you now, as you have subscribed to our channel. Let's continue on our story about Daniel. So as Daniel was strolling, he heard a call from behind. At first, he pretended he did not hear and continued walking. He thought that was one of the people he owed money. Daniel always walked fast and uses the more distant streets in order to avoid being embarrassed by his creditors. On listening again, this time attentively, he could notice the excited on the caller's tone. It wasn't the usual one with thunder and strikes. So he decided to turn and see whoever that was. A friend pulled him aside, looking all good and flashy. Daniel narrated his ordeal, and his friend replied, "I know a way you can make real money," he said. No long talk, no details. Just one promise. You won't struggle again. At first, Daniel hesitated. Something didn't feel right, but the thought of staying broke felt worse. Daniel was taught by his parents never to engage in any form of illegal or illicit ways of making money and living flashy lifestyle with the proceeds. No, his parents are gone, and Daniel was thinking throughout the entire nights as he was given 7 hours to take his decision: continue in poverty or get an easy, luxurious life. Daniel's longing for ways to escape poverty, debts, and pressure because of bills beats his parents' advice and warning about associating with illegal means of making money. And finally, he decided to throw in the towel when his younger ones was pursued out of class because he could not pay the school's fees. He then trekked down to his friend's house and told him he's in. His friend smiled and told him he's finally out of poverty. They both travel back to the city. Not the type that wanted to, but he has to now or inherits his dad's poverty and pass down to his children. Although his instinct was warning him with red flags. He said, "Get rich or die trying." The first job was simple: deliver a package. No questions. He got paid that same night. More money than he has ever seen in years. That's when it clicked. This was different. Job after job. The money increased. So did the risk. And slowly, Daniel realized something terrifying. This wasn't just business. This was a mafia network. After a year and 4 months of pushing cocaine, aka Charlie, for the Mafia cartel, Daniel thought he has made so much money from it and can walk away and start a legal and genuine enterprise. But dancing with the devil and thinking of winning is attempting suicide. He started acting weird and would intentionally skip delivering packages. He then told one of his close men of backing out. One night, everything went wrong. The deal turned into chaos, voices raised, tension everywhere. And then, silence. His instinct told him not to deliver the package, but he was promised that was his last if he wants to back out of the Mafia cartel. Someone had crossed the line. A man with a Russian intonation echoed. His voice was stern and strong from an empty hall where Daniel had delivered the packages and was waiting for confirmation. That was the moment Daniel knew. He needed to leave. But when he tried, they laughed. "Nobody leaves," they said. Daniel was terrified. Daniel was sweating as his forehead was kissing a 9mm pistols. From that day on, everything changed. The money didn't feel good anymore. The respect felt fake. Every knock on the door felt like danger. Every phone call felt like a warning. He wasn't living anymore. He was trapped. He was told by both cartels he has a debt of $1 billion to settle if he must walk away free from their bullets. And then came the final job, with regrets and tribulations, the one he couldn't refuse, because he wanted out of the game that has made him so such money to train his siblings and give them a better life. But he was trapped in it forever. He wasn't going to ever walk away. Daniel thought he was chasing money. But what he found was a life with no escape. Because some choices, once made, there's no way out. And that's how it all went wrong. One decision, one moment, and everything changed forever. Remember, in this life, not every path leads back. Some choices, there's no way out. If this story kept you watching, then there's another one waiting for you right now. Hit subscribe and step deeper into the world of no way out stories. Until next time, choose wisely.